Hello, hello, hello. Good morning. Hi, everybody. Let me know if you are here. Hi, Leah. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being here on this early morning, or early morning for me at least. How's it going? I wanted to try something a little new and start doing some morning streams this month. So here we are. I am only been awake for about an hour or so. I have my wet hair from my shower last night, and I have had 2 sips of coffee. So I can't promise to be very coherent. But I'm excited to get down to business. Yeah, I wanted to try some morning streams this month because I have put a lot on my plate for the month of June, and I kind of realized, like, wow, this to-do list is really listing. And I have so much that I want to get done this month. And so I think to do that, I really need to start like carving out intentional like office hours time, instead of just winging it and hoping that it all gets done. So I'd like to do these at least once a week, if I can. So I think it'll be kind of random. So keep your eye out, and this may become more frequent. Just having lunch right now. Oh, that's nice. Thanks for joining me on your lunch break. It'll be a bit of a shorter stream. I need to log on to work in an hour and a half, so I'm thinking like 2:30s, and we'll see how we feel after that. But as far as what I'm doing today, I let me look at my checklist. I have a checklist of things that I want to do as a part of some revision prep that I'm doing for Hera's book. Since I finished it in May and I want to start my new draft in July. So I have quite a long list, honestly. um, and what I've been working on first is a lot of character work. And I have a craft book that I really want to read, Creating Character Arcs by Cam Weiland. And that was recommended to me by Stegan Mellon. Hi, Charlie. Good morning. Thanks for being here. Thank you, friends. So yeah, so I think honestly what I'm going to do is start reading this morning. I'm going to be reading this craft book and taking notes. I always love to read a craft book in between drafts because I feel like like my mind is still on the story, and just seems very fertile for new ideas when I'm reading a craft book and things pop up. So that's what I'll be doing. Let me know what you're going to be working on. And with that, I will just pull up our timer. I've got a really beautiful 30-minute seaside timer prepared. So let me get that in there. Hi, JK. Good morning. Thanks for being here. We're just about to get started. So let's wipe the sleep from my eyes one more time. Take one more sip of coffee, and let's get into it. Charlie is trying to finish draft 1 of my current whip, so I'll be drafting those words. That's so exciting, Charlie. I watched a video of yours yesterday, Charlie, and talking about your sci-fi project, and the concept, I'm obsessed. Just people like walking into each other's dreams. My jaw was on the floor. I'm so excited about this project. So I'm super excited that you're getting towards the end. Let us know after the sprint how close you are to the finish line. Leah needs to redraft chapter 6 of my political fantasy. Very fun. I love a political fantasy. Yes, no pressure. You don't, obviously, I'm not pressuring you to finish it this morning. I just want to know, are you like 3 chapters away, 2 chapters away? That's so exciting. Yay. So we have some books and chapters to finish. So here's our first 30-minute sprint, everybody. Good luck. All right. Nice work, everybody. How did we do on our first sprint? My StreamYard is lagging as I switch windows here. There we go. How did we do? I did well. I am in chapter 2 of my craft book, creating character arcs, and I started a little Notion page for all of my notes, but I like that she kind of just gets like right into it. Not very much dilly-dallying. It was all about the lie your character believes and then going into the thing they want versus the thing they need. So I found that helpful, and yeah, excited to keep reading. Charlie, 28K words away, so this month it'll be done. Oh my goodness. That's a very solid month also. I'm impressed. You can do it. You got this. Hi, Crystal, and hi, Malin. You're not late. A wizard is never late. Been on an intense bit of work that was briefed to me an hour ago. Oh my gosh, that doesn't sound fun. Yeah, no one appreciates having projects dropped in your lap last minute. Many hellos. Hi, Keiko. Just made it back from work and Pack Station could go 90 minutes earlier because yesterday's 10-hour shift, and I got my book a day earlier. Oh, wow. 10-hour shift sounds really long. I'm glad you have a book to relax with now. I'm glad you finally got it. I know you were waiting impatiently. Well, patiently. Impatient on the inside. It's also for the big design boss, so it's important I impress, as you know right now. Oh, good luck. Many fingers crossed. Ooh, that is stressful. 620 words in the last 20 minutes, Annie. That rocks. Can I have a little bit of your speed? That's awesome. Oh my goodness. I deleted a sentence but ended up adding about 311. Nice job, Charlie. Crystal opened the doc and started editing, feeling really old reading over comments on my doc because I have a car that doesn't have automatic door locks in the book. Had to text Mars about it, laughing. That's so funny. Lately, I've actually been thinking about like if I was to get a car, because we were a single car family, but if I were to get a second car just for me to like basically do errands in, I would love to get like a really old 90s like square chunky beater of some kind, like a really old RAV4 or something like that. There's something about the analog controls that just really like seems very soothing to me. I love driving old cars that don't have screens and like quiet mind. You know what I mean? So I would probably like your car, Crystal, if it still has manual door locks. Hi, Brooke. Good morning. Thanks for being here. All the new people. Oh my goodness. Leah didn't find the motivation to write, but that's okay. It's still lunchtime for you, Leah, so you still have a whole afternoon and evening if you wish. Um, yeah, well, no one else again was there for the freezer section. The other coworker who's supposed to do it now, as well as mostly responsible for the veggie section, he did the last wagon of new stuff. Oh, I'm glad you have at least one coworker that is responsible. Um, Yay, thank you, Brooke. Hello, hello. And I did some leftover wagons trying to make space so we could get in all the wagons because they didn't fit, and it's the only freezer room we have. My friend recently got her own car and it's bright yellow and she's so happy with it. It looks really cute. That is really cute. The aircon sucks in old cars. Ooh, yeah, that's true. That is so true. And I live in Atlanta, so it is a must for a good air conditioner. So that might be a deal breaker. The car in this chapter is a classic 80s era Cadillac, and the character locks every door individually. And the comment was, wait, why isn't she using the button? Well, if it's 80s era, then you're probably right on the money, right? There's something so ominous too about like in movies, in old movies, when a character like discreetly pushes the locks down, you know, like it's just not the same as like hitting a button. Um, I love the visual of going around and like locking every door individually. Makes me wonder what's outside the car that they don't want to get in. You know what I mean? Um, very good. Awesome. Well, looks like everybody had a great sprint. Um, and Keiko said, yeah, aircon is so expensive here. I have 25C in my flat. It's gonna be 30C in the middle of the month and then until September. Oh, sorry. Vampires. Vampires are outside. Yeah, I had a feeling. I had a feeling it might be that. Alrighty, friends, I am going to go ahead and get us right into our next sprint. So that way we'll end around the 45 mark, and that leaves me just a little bit of time to get ready for work. So we're going to keep it rolling. Here's another 30 minutes on the clock. Keiko is going to be an adult and get ice cream for lunch, and I love that for you. Brooke is ready. Malin, I'm going to pause work and do some writing. Yay. Excellent. All right, so here are your 30 minutes, friends. Good luck. Alrighty, friends. That's the end of our second sprint. How did we do? We had a JK rejoined. I'm glad you had some quiet time to yourself. That sounds lovely. And Miley is here. Good morning. Thanks for popping in. Let me know how everyone did on your sprint. I did pretty well. I again just popped back into reading the craft book and we finished up the like want versus need section. And she describes what I usually call the shard of glass. She calls it the ghost, which I thought was actually pretty cool, and I think I might prefer, honestly. Just the way she talked about it was interesting in terms of like thinking about the thing from your character's past that haunts them. So I thought ghost was an interesting term for that. And then I started reading the section on Act One, which has been very thought provoking. I've been thinking a lot about my Act One and my opening and reconsidering if I'm starting my book in the right place. I felt really good about the opening for a long time, but I think there's a lot of setup that I need to work into the next draft. And so I'm thinking about backing up my plot by quite a few steps, just so I can slow burn a couple of subplots a little better. So yeah, this I went very slowly because I was making notes and getting ideas. Um, and so just flipping back and forth between many a Notion page. So that was my sprint. Um, Annie, holy crap, 809 words. Yes, I'm with Brooke. That is a big old wow. Good job. Good job. Good job, Brooke. 402. That's very solid. Keiko ate the ice cream and now watching a Let's Play episode of Claire of Sur Expedition 33, which is a gut-wrenching and beautiful game. Yes, I have heard about this one as well. I heard that it was so beautiful that like Macron sent a personal congratulations to the French team who made it. I don't know if that's true or if that's just a meme, but I've heard that this game is really, really spectacular. For Crystal, still nothing away. This chapter needs a fair amount of tweaking, and that's fair. Charlie wrote 263 words, and not gonna lie, got distracted with a slew of texts coming in from my gym buddy about how she's never doing upper body again. Oh my gosh, that's awesome that you have a gym buddy. Malin got 257 words in and some thinking about my next scenes in bullet points, which is good. And thank you. Yeah, this was a recommendation from Malin and Stieg, so I appreciate them reading it first for me. Yeah, it's easier to remember. Yeah, I always found Shard of Glass kind of hard to understand as a newbie. As like the thing on your character's insides, it's kind of like poking at their heart, I guess, is kind of how Shard of Glass was explained, but I think Ghost is just like a lot more clear in the fact that it's something from the past that still affects them in the present. Um, I keep saying glass of shard instead of shard of glass. Yeah, I always think of shard of glass too. It's not the best. Thank you. My characters just kissed and I was very excited. Oh my gosh, yeah, that's too real. That's too real. The kissing scenes always just fly, right? It's definitely game of the year for sure. And yes, Emmanuel Macron actually did that. That is awesome. 174 words for JK, about to get to the banter in this chapter of Project Sugar and Spice. The book I'm reading is Creating Character Arcs by K.M. Weiland. Um, and I just bought it off of her website and got a PDF, so I'm reading it on my laptop. But so far I like it. It's not got a lot of fluff. It kind of just like gets right into it, and I like that so far. Oh yes, there's also the term wound, which is, yeah, I agree. That really kind of describes it a little better, I think, as like an injury that they still haven't healed or that's still making them sick. Um, yeah, I think that's a better term. Oh, you do? Yeah, give it a read. Let me know what you think. Yeah, so far so good. And I think it's fairly short, Mel, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I've only been reading it so far this morning with you guys, and I'm now 20% of the way through. So um, should be a fairly quick read, but I'm enjoying it as just like a refresher on these things as I'm doing a lot of character work for this revision project. So yeah, thank you, friends. I think that is going to be our wrapping up point for the morning. I do have to log on to work in about 10 minutes. Sorry, JK, just a short one for the morning. Yeah, it's so short because she actually gets straight to the point, unlike most craft authors. Yeah, I'm appreciating that about her so far. You're so welcome. Thank you guys for joining. I really appreciate having a group here with me to keep me accountable and um, motivating me to keep working this morning. Yeah, you're so welcome. I definitely want to do more morning streams. I'm not going to commit to a specific day because I'm going to schedule them based on whether or not my husband's going into work early or if he gets to stay home. And we don't always know that in advance. So, regardless, maybe put your notifications on and we'll do more of these because I have so much to do in June and I would love to, keep sprinting with you guys. You're so welcome. Yay, it was really good to see all of you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I hope everyone continues to go enjoy your day, enjoy your morning or your afternoon or your evening, wherever you are. And I'm sure I will see you again soon, somewhere around on the internet. So thank you, friends. Happy Tuesday, and just keep writing. Bye.